In today's news, BVI Businesses brace for bandits.
30 Cuban Health professionals head to the BVI to help battle COVID-19.
House of Assembly to meet remotely.
BVI residents advised on treatment of fever and pain with COVID-19.
The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis confirms 5 additional COVID-19 cases and heads on lockdown today. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media at cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast, unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages.
Welcome everybody. It's Tuesday, March 31st, 2020. I'm Ron Grant.
And I'm Kyla Kenesha Forbes.
Day 5 of lockdown.
Day 4, I think.
Okay.
Day 4 of lockdown.
And
you're
we're forging ahead.
Full speed ahead. I think some people are really happy that March is coming to an end, a new beginning. So we're hoping for the best come April.
Most definitely. Now, topping our newscast today, once word of the 24-hour curfew was announced on Friday, March 27th, businesses across the Virgin Islands began bracing for bandits by boarding up their premises and issuing notes to thieves. One business in the capital of Roe Town, Tortola, posted a note saying, and I quote, "For thieves, we don't have cash." Now, as humorous as this may seem to the oblivious mind, it is a legitimate fear and not a laughing matter. Ever since the COVID-19 began to take shape, there have been a string of robberies and burglaries throughout the Virgin Islands, causing many to wonder what will happen in the event of a civil unrest, and whether or not they can trust in and rely on local law enforcement and law and order. Restaurants, bars, patrons of some of the establishments, as well as Banco Popular Virgin Gorda have been victim to a string of burglaries and robberies, even forcing the VG Banco Popular branch to close until further notice, with the most recent burglary taking place on Main Street at Sunshine Grocery Store, while the territory is presently on a 24-hour curfew. How, one may ask? Well, bandits are not slowing down. Now, despite the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force assuring residents that full police patrol will be in effect, some residents are simply not taking any chances. They are bracing for bandits by boarding up their premises as though we are about to face a major storm. But are we? In speaking to a number of business owners over the phone, Kyla, many simply said, "Ron, we've been burned before and we don't want it to happen again. Our businesses are already closed. We can't afford to be looted. We can't afford for our windows to be broken into. We just can't." So one person said, "I am boarding up my place." Kyla, more than ever, residents, particularly business owners, need to be vigilant. Now, here are some of their concerns. Is there enough police presence around businesses, despite a deputy police chief noting that increased patrol will be taking place across the territory? What can persons do to increase their security during these times, whether it's a business or resident? Should we be concerned or expect an increase in petty crimes, robberies, and looting, as was the case in the territory's most recent vulnerable times, like hurricanes of 2017? How can businesses protect themselves? Kyla, this is disheartening on all levels to see businesses and their owners having to take such extreme measures to protect their place of business, but it is fully understood. We truly hope that at such a critical point in our territory, persons will cease and desist from taking the opportunity to take advantage of the vulnerable. But most importantly, and unfortunately, we have already seen that become the norm, and it's already taking place. Kyla, what are your thoughts?
Most definitely. We can't blame business owners for thinking ahead and basically boarding up in these times. As they said, they have seen it before. in 2017, and just taking these precautionary measures, you definitely cannot blame them.
Agreed.
But I can also say that on my way to work and just being coming into the office, I can see and I have witnessed the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force out and about and making sure that they are patrolling the streets and not taking for granted that they are persons that will defy the curfew.
Absolutely.
And persons that are up to no good. So we'll just have to hope for the
and
best.
continue to wish our territory the very best.
Most definitely. So, Ron, the Premier and Minister of Finance, Honorable Andrew A. Foy, has moved a motion in the House of Assembly to make provisions for the House to meet remotely. The motion states, where it is impractical by reason of any emergency for the House of Assembly to meet physically, the House may do so by electronic means. The motion was introduced and seconded by Minister of Transportation, Works and Utilities, Honorable Kai M. Reimer. BVI, what a time to be alive.
Indeed.
So here in the picture, you can see Miss Sandra Ward, our Cabinet Secretary, our Premier Honorable Andrew Foy, Governor Augustus Jaspert. Then we have the Attorney General Baha Azed, Honorable Carvin Malone, Minister of Health, Honorable Kai Reimer, Minister of Works, Honorable Vincent Whitley, Minister of Labor, and Honorable Natalia Whitley, Minister of Education. We all see them here, Ron, very studious and ready for work, all in the comfort of their homes. Yeah, so Premier Foy expressed gratitude to the Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Marlon Penn, for supporting the motion. The Premier expressed that it is very important that the work of the people continue, especially in these times. Then we see where the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Honorable Julian Willock, also voiced his sentiments, saying, and I quote, "I am encouraged by the Premier's motion as it goes a far way in modernizing the House of Assembly, and it paves the way for the use of advanced technology in future meetings." Ron, I think in these times more so we're seeing where people are becoming innovative.
Absolutely.
We ourselves have had some Zoom
creative,
meetings. And this might actually be a way forward.
The new norm, I agree.
Yeah, most definitely. I think sometimes we see in crisis, we see where we can become innovative. And maybe some of these practices we can carry forth into a new way, a new way forward. So here we see our government adjusting in these conventional times, making sure that the work of the people is still being done. So BVI, we should be encouraged by this as our government is on the go and all hands are virtually on deck.
I agree, Carla. The show literally must go on.
Most definitely.
And this too shall pass.
Definitely. So viewers, still ahead, 30 Cuban health professionals to head to the BVI to help battle COVID-19. And BVI residents advised on treatment of fever and pain with COVID-19. All this and so much more when 284 News returns.
May I assist you? Yes. You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Viewers, welcome back to 284 News. So although, Ron, COVID-19 is the big elephant in the room, is taking up so much space in our households, we must remember that there is more than 80% recovery rate that comes with COVID-19.
Indeed.
So today, let's focus on how to treat the COVID-19 virus if you or your family member is ever, God forbid, affected by the virus. The Ministry of Health and Social Development, as per the recommendation of the World Health Organization, is advising those persons who may experience a fever, aches, or pains as a result of COVID-19 that Hear this. Paracetamol tablets or elixir is the choice of treatment.
All right.
Paracetamol, Ron, is something that most persons have already in their cabinets.
Yeah, we grew up, mom and dad always said, keep some paracetamol
My
close.
mom definitely has lots of this in the cupboard. So as easy as paracetamol tablets or elixir. So persons are notified that paracetamol is commonly used by other names such as Paramol, Amaral, Panadol, Tylenol, or Calpol. Persons who may also be taking cold medication are also asked to check the pharmaceutical active ingredients of all these medications to ensure that one does not consume too much paracetamol, which may result in an overdose, because you might be taking the actual tablet, but also other medicines that you may be intaking also has
Some
the active
paracetamol.
ingredients of paracetamol.
Got
So you
it.
have to make sure that you're not overdosing on this. Persons are also advised to avoid taking ibuprofen, as there have been instances where it has been reported that taking this medication for pain and fever has increased the severity of COVID-19. So no ibuprofen. So let's also remember the basic hygiene procedures that can help to reduce the spread of the virus. So remember to wash your hands frequently with soap and water for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Cough or sneeze in a napkin, which should be disposed of immediately or into your flexed elbow. Persons also are advised to avoid touching their face, avoid visibly sick persons, staying at home when feeling ill, and clean and disinfect frequently touch objects or surfaces such as handrails, doorknobs, tables, countertops, and don't forget your cell phones. Persons who have traveled frequently may also be showing any symptoms or of the disease, such as shortness of breath, cough, fatigue, or fever, are asked to stay at home and seek medical attention by calling the medical hotline at 852-7650. I'll repeat that. That's 852-7650. So viewers, we're just basically speaking about, if God forbid,
Yes.
you are affected by the virus, a simple paracetamol would be able to treat your pain. And it's also really important to look up how to treat the COVID-19 virus and stuff that could actually make it more severe.
Well, Kyla, I think those tips were absolutely helpful for a lot of persons who may not have been aware. And again, something like paracetamol is culturally something we're used to, so make sure that you stock up, ladies and gentlemen, when you have the chance.
Most definitely.
As the territory of the Virgin Islands continues to maneuver its way through the ever-evolving pandemic that is COVID-19, a Cuban medical contingent will soon visit the British Virgin Islands in the fight against COVID-19. This was announced by Leader of Government Business and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Andrew A. Foy, who said, and I quote, "I wish to inform you that the teams at the Ministry of Health and Social Development and the International Affairs Secretariat of the Premier's Office have proactively engaged with the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States and the Cuban government to secure resources by requesting 30 medical personnel from Cuba. I am pleased to say that the team is ready to come to the BVI. We are now awaiting word from the United Kingdom through the Governor's Office to support our requests for this invaluable assistance from the Cuban government. Now, it is important to note that Cuba has to date registered 170 cases of coronavirus, with 4 recovered, substantially less than most Latin American nations. Despite having their own issues to work through, the country prides itself on its preventative healthcare system and boasts one of the highest doctor-to-patient ratios in the world. Cuban doctors are often on the front line of some of the worst pandemics, are coveted in crisis around the world. Their aid to the British Virgin Islands will most definitely come as a relief. We are indeed grateful.
Most definitely. Ron, we have seen where Cuba have pitched in
Indeed.
many jurisdictions over in China, Italy. So it's really relieving to see them traveling to the BVI just in case we need their help. So definitely a round of applause. As you said, they have their own issues to work through, but they are
reaching a
still,
helping hand out,
they're still giving a helping hand to other jurisdictions which may need their help. So definitely, that is definitely great news.
Amazing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, still ahead, the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis heads on lockdown today. Find out the details when we return. You're watching 284 News.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals. Some claim that the age of a true gentleman is far behind us, but here at 284 Media, we disagree. He may appear in different guises today, but the values and ideals that make him a gent still stand. 284 Media proudly presents its newest talk show, The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, with yours truly, Ron Grant. A show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. Don't worry, it's not all about suits and bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, a 284 Media production.
Viewers, welcome back. You're watching 284 News. Over in Basse-Terre, St. Kitts, the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis has recorded 5 more confirmed cases of COVID-19, bringing the total to 7 overall. Confirmation on the latest numbers came in on Sunday, March 29 from the Ministry of Health, where it was revealed that 3 females and 2 males tested positive. The ministry in a statement said that on Saturday, March 28, the female patients are aged 10 months and 24 years and 36 years old, while the 2 male patients are 29 and 39 respectively. All 5 of these cases are travel-related, meaning that the cases were imported into the Federation. This determination has been made based on the patient's travel histories to St. Martin and Antigua during the period of March 6 to 13, 2020. Against that, the ministry indicated that all patients are being subject to compulsory isolation in order to limit the likelihood of transmission to others. The ministry further advises that the contacts of all 5 patients will be subject to strict quarantine and testing as well, given that they would have been exposed to the novel coronavirus and can infect others during this incubation period. In urging, the Ministry of Health reminded citizens and residents of the Federation of St. Kitts of their individual and collective responsibility to stop the spread of COVID-19. Following the announcement of the additional cases by health officials in St. Kitts, it was announced last evening, March 30th, by Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris that the Federation will be on lockdown from today, March 31st, beginning at 7 p.m. to April 3rd, 2020. This, of course, is to limit the spread of COVID-19 within the Federation. Now, here are some key points that I'd like you to consider, viewers. Law and order, also an issue. Residents of the Federation were not adhering to the social distancing policies as well as the curfew that was in place from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. Hence, the lockdown was implemented. Kyla, that's an issue that we've seen over the past weekend as well. So clearly it's not a Tortola problem, it's a regional problem as well, and persons across the globe need to understand the severity of this issue. We see again where COVID-19 shows no bias to age, nationality, or creed, as sadly one of the new cases in St. Kitts is a 10-month-old baby. It is also important to note that 35 Cuban doctors have traveled to the Federation of St. Kitts as like they are coming to our shores here in the BVI to give medical assistance. Cuban health officials, despite having cases are still reaching out to lend a helping hand where they need. The Federation confirmed its first 2 cases of the coronavirus on Wednesday, March 18th, 2020. We want to wish our brothers and sisters over there in St. Kitts the very best as they maneuver through this very difficult time as well.
Yes, I think as just a Caribbean nation, we have to also realize that our neighbors are also going through the same thing. So we definitely want to pray for them.
Yes.
As you said, the 10-month-old baby.
Very sad.
It shows no bias, and we have to be so careful that we're not transmitting the virus to other persons that are susceptible to the virus. Here is a 10-month baby, older and elderly person. So we have to be very careful, if not for ourselves, but for the persons around us.
You know, it's very interesting, Kyla. I don't think many persons throughout the territory, as well as regionally as well, realize how much they put their hands in their face, how much you know, we might just have these bad habits of, you know, wiping our face or touching items. We really did not know. So here we were worrying about a lot of stuff when we really, in all seriousness, we've been having to teach each other how to be sanitary all over again.
All over again.
So it's very interesting, the things that we take for granted and the things that have become basically a norm for a lot of us.
Most definitely. So viewers, that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow our daily updates at 284media.com or like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. Of course, I am Kyla Kenesha Forbes.
And I'm Ron Grant. We'll see you again tomorrow as we deliver your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news, right here on 284 Media. Have a terrific Tuesday, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's been said, sticks and stones may break bones, but words don't hurt me. That could not be further from the truth. Everything you say and do creates an impact. Whether you're 13 or 30, 6 or 60, your actions and words carry weight. They either lift someone up or tear them down. 1 in 5 students ages 12 to 18 has been bullied during the school year. Approximately 160 teens have skipped school because of bullying. The most commonly reported types of bullying are verbal harassment, social harassment, physical bullying, and cyberbullying. Remember, everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about, and bullying is never okay, whether it's in a classroom or corporation. 284 Media joins the Ministry of Education of the Government of the Virgin Islands in the fight against bullying. When you see it or hear it, speak up against it. Let's end bullying.